Welcome, this is Dealer, and with me is Wheeler. This is a question and answer and comment session for the next couple of hours
on
The Crazy Picker Life with Wheeler, Dealer, and Banana Peeler.
Welcome, fellow pickers and would-be adventurers. Dealer here, hot off a picking afternoon with my son Wheeler.
Yep.
So we went picking this afternoon. You were vlogging, right?
Yep. The vlog is up.
The vlog is up for today?
Nah, not yet.
Oh my gosh.
It'll be up. Just watch my channel.
There's a lot of unanswered questions and unasked questions, but how come your vlog is like how many days behind?
5 days
behind.
days behind? I don't know. Yeah.
You haven't quite mastered
Well,
that.
the deal was we were on the 11-day picking trip, and I got lazy about halfway through.
So you never have been more than a day behind before that?
No, not before. Well, yeah, okay. But I had a good streak going. Going into that, I had like a 3-week streak, so.
Right. So anyway, we went picking today.
Yep.
We went to a town called Oberlin, Kansas, which is about 45 miles from here. A couple thousand people.
Yep.
We went out to their day before, sort of, the citywide rummage sale.
Yeah.
Hit a couple of rummage sales, found a few good items. Hit some of the antique stores there, found a few more good items. Did you show that on your vlog?
I will.
Most of them?
Yeah, most of them. Yeah, I showed a lot of stuff.
A bunch of it's, it's all in there.
Mm-hmm.
It's not unpacked. There's stuff in my doctor bag.
Yep.
So I will show that probably on my vlog on Monday. We are doing, it's weird, I'm looking here.
I'm looking
Looking
here,
there.
looking over here,
There's
and
this
up
microphone.
there, and like, ooh.
We have two cameras going today, which, depending on editing, which I'm hoping not to have to do any editing.
Yeah.
Wheeler, you're going to put this up on your channel.
Yep.
And I'm going to have this on my channel, obviously. And the purpose of this show is to backtrack a week or so, probably a couple weeks, and answer some of the questions, answer some of the comments, and just talk about some of the subjects that have been coming up in our daily vlogs and our vlogs.
Yep.
There's some big ones.
Yeah.
And we'll be spilling the beans.
I mean, I could go back like a month on my channel. Dealer, where are you? 35 comments, so that could be half the question answer.
Well, a couple of things have been going on. If you're new to either of our channels, yes, Banana Peeler. Got it in a free box. What is it? Hey You Pikachu.
Nintendo 64.
Found one sold for $12, but $6 shipping.
Okay.
There you
If
go.
it works.
It works.
There you go. Intermission with Banana Peeler.
So figure out how to list it.
Okay.
And just put untested but guaranteed, and you have to figure out how to spell guaranteed. My spell checker always gets me on that one.
Yeah.
That's what I do, untested but guaranteed. Global Voodoo, if you're watching, I just watched your video on test everything. And I agree with you, but I don't test everything, but I guarantee everything.
Yep.
Okay.
Return policy always stands.
Well, yeah, I'm not lazy, I'm just stupid. Okay, so anyway, we're going to do that. Two big things on the table. I took almost a 60-day break, and that followed like only 30 days of vlogging, and previous to that it was like a 30-day break. So I've only been vlogging 30 days plus the last 10 of the last 4 months.
Yep.
And before that, I went like 200 plus episodes. So Dealer, where the heck were you? Well, we can talk about that in a minute. And then the other big thing that happened is Wheeler here became a full-time partner in the business.
Yep.
And you graduated from high school.
Yep.
And now you're legally 18. And what do you gain legally at 18? I guess you can vote.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
You can sign up for selective services and be drafted.
That's great.
Legally an adult. I'm sure there's some other perks. There's probably some jobs that you can't apply for until you're 18.
Yeah. You can get your full driver's license with no complications. You basically walk in there, take your driver's test, get your license. No like requirements before that.
Weird separations between you and people under age 18 or something now.
Yep.
You're like up there now.
Yeah.
So welcome to the adult world.
I'm legally adult. No, I mean adult. That's what I meant to say. Adult, yeah.
Right. So let's address this right away. Why did I take a break? Where did I go? Am I back? Well, I am back vlogging, and I can't guarantee that I'll be going on forever and ever and ever. I get really busy. I get kind of burned out. There were some things that happened in the last 120 days that made me a little bit uncertain about wanting to vlog, and I'll talk about those in this show.
Yeah.
But it's really a combination of things. My life is super busy, and even if these vlogs, yours, mine, us combined, if it looks effortless, well, there's editing, and there's daily uploading, and there's having this camera with you, and there's talking to the camera. You don't want to totally spit all over yourself. You got to come up with a few little witty things to say here and there.
I'm Banana Peeler and I'm vlogging.
It's there's an energy aspect to it.
Yeah.
And so I can't always pull it off. So that, you know, you're guaranteed there's probably going to be a break coming up sometime in the future. But all I can say is if you like this vlog, keep thumbs upping, keep commenting in a positive way, and send me free beer.
As far as I know, I am continuing vlogging forever. Might not be a vlog. I'll upload every single day or something. Like even if I don't feel like vlogging, I'll say, "Hey, I'm here. I'm gone." Ooh. It's great.
So, no intention of taking a break in the near future. I'm going to continue vlogging until I can't handle it anymore, whatever that means.
Yep. I just can't take it anymore until the next vlog tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah.
And we had a little funny laugh about that.
Yeah. That's what we're saying.
What's that called when you do a dramatic?
I'm quitting the vlog for today. So thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe below.
It's a switch and bait. I don't know what it is.
Call that.
One thing we're gonna try to watch here is we have two cameras with two timers.
Yeah.
Both of them blip out and have battery problems at a certain time. So we're going to try to take a break at the 20-minute segments, which if we do it right, nobody will even hardly know.
Actually, the NTSC U.S. import taxes. Basically, if this is taxed to a camcorder, you know, then yeah. I'm just saying there's a reason for it.
I have like 10 pages of questions.
Yep.
And some of them I want to answer, and some of them I do not want to answer, but I will. Let's just go with it. Now, you had some on your channel.
Yep.
I had some on my channel, and we got one even though we don't monitor the Facebook. My wife, Lon, pulled one off the Facebook. Please don't send questions on the Facebook. Send them down below. That's where we read them and get them, okay?
A couple people on my channel sent stuff to my Facebook, and since I haven't checked in 2 years, I finally checked in. I was like, oh, there's a couple things here I should be checking, but no, I don't check my Facebook. Never.
I'm not a Facebooker.
I'm not a social butterfly, as some would say.
Okay, let's just get into these. These are in no specific order, but it looks like yours are first.
Okay, cool.
I'm not going to avoid any of them. I'm going to read them all.
Read them. We're going to read them, yeah.
The roast of dealer. Whatever. I'm going to read them all. I can't say how much commenting I can do on every one. This is raw. This is unrehearsed. I have been thinking about some of these things for a while because there are some big issues. When is Wheeler getting his license and going to pick on his own at times? Question mark. Have you guys decided on truck trailer for traveling or maybe a 45-foot container and shipped place to place? Okay. Do you want to address the Wheeler driving thing?
Wheeler driving is happening whenever I get around to it, which maybe Banana Peel will make me one, I'm not sure exactly. Driving thing is not a priority for me. We live in a very small town. I don't need to go a lot of places. Sure, it'd be cool to go to a skate park once in a while, but they're spending like $50 on gas round trip and wasting a whole day. I don't know exactly. Just not a priority.
Well, here's my take on it.
My quick answer.
We really don't go a lot of places.
Yeah.
We go picking.
Yep.
I don't force you to go any place. I don't force you or say you can't go any place unless, since you live at my house, it upsets my sleep schedule.
Yep.
That's about the only concern I have. And that because you live at my house, even as an 18-year-old person, I've got a lot of other kids that look up to you. So there's certain things that we talk about, like here's what you can do and here's what you can't do, right? Mm-hmm. You homeschooled, you didn't go to school. You work with me 2 blocks away. We don't drive to a job. Everything else is within reach that we normally do.
Yep.
You know?
Not a lot of motivation, kind of a procrastinator. Got the hand thing going tonight. I don't know what that is.
Well, when you're ready, you'll do it.
Exactly.
It's most people can't relate to it. Everybody we talk to from big towns and busy situations, they can't relate to it. This town is so small, you can bike or skateboard or scooter across it in 5 minutes.
Yeah, and also there's nothing really nearby that's worth seeing, really. That's the problem.
So.
Because I had kind of a motivation recently. Actually, I mentioned my vlogs because I've been kind of interested in like watching clock movements, mechanics, and that kind of thing. So I actually learned how the engine worked the other day, and I've now kind of a motivation from that aspect of mechanical stuff to like learn to drive stick and maybe some of that kind of stuff. But
I think
it's not exactly what I want to go all over the place.
get you excited, we'll go in a parking lot sometime and you can just drive around with me.
Yeah,
in there.
I've driven go-karts and stuff.
Yeah, we just never did it.
Yep.
I don't know. We're in a whole different. We're
if I really had motivation, I would have my driver's license a few years ago.
Yeah, it's not me. It's not me holding them back
Yeah.
at all. So this is the average person's life and how they interact with the world. We're way on the edge of it. We're outside of the average thing. So we don't do necessarily things.
We're not conventional people.
Not in a lot of ways. And so whatever.
Yep.
Truck trailer traveling, 45-foot container ship place to place. No, we haven't decided. I'm going to move on and address the big question soon.
Yep. Exactly.
I'm not addressing that one yet.
Yeah.
How can I scale up my eBay business with under $100? Well, very, very briefly, we did a challenge $1 to, we called it $1 to 50K.
Yep.
The videos are no longer up. In fact, they no longer exist. There's little...
Not anonymized from the, what is that word? Whatever. Gone.
Monetized?
No, autonomatized, whatever. Just like blown up, gone.
They're gone.
I can't think of the word, I don't know.
6-7 years ago, we put out our videos on that, and we tried to turn $1 with certain different rules into as much as we could in a year's time. And I think the best either of us did was like 5,000.
Mm-hmm.
So we turned $1 into $5,000, not taking any money out, not taking into account that you need a computer of some sort, you need a printer to print labels. You could get around that. You know, you need some shipping supplies. You need to be able to go down to the post office and buy postage. Obviously, there's some costs. I think you could probably get that all in under $100 starting. If you don't take any money out of it, we felt we were pretty good at picking.
Oh, yeah.
So if you don't have experience, you're going to have to get experience along the way, and it's going to take longer. But $1 to $5,000 in a year's time, then you have $5,000 to start. I think the biggest thing that hurts people when they're starting this business is they choke their cash flow. And so either you want to start this business and you want to get some money out of it right away for various reasons, like maybe you lost your job, or you've got a car payment to make, or you've got a need for cash, or your spouse has lost their job, and so you go into it hoping to get it done and take some money out. Then you run a business that's choking on cash flow. That's a problem.
Yeah.
If you already have a secure job and want to start this business on the part-time with a little bit of money, and you're patient, I think you can, double and triple and work your money. You just have to be patient. You have to work it. You have to find good items. All those things that a normal successful eBay business, you would have to put into your $100 business to start, and then work it bigger and bigger and bigger.
Mm-hmm.
I would also work on finding low-cost items that get high yield, and so you should be looking things up, looking in lots of areas. You can't, if you have $100, you can't go buy a $100 item that sells for $105 and takes 6 months.
Yep.
You'll never make it. What are your thoughts?
Buy a bunch of $1 items, sell them for 15, 25, 30, just like there's...
Get some experience.
Exactly.
Well, that's pretty good.
Learn by experience.
Pretty good advice. Now, if you do have a job and you want to start this part-time, you've got some other problems because then your time is stressed. So it's when you start this business, it's usually you have a time stress or a money stress or both.
Yep.
And so how do you maximize that? Well, you maximize it by measuring twice and cutting once. You know, study, look things up when you look at them. Look at them, take a picture of them, go home, look them up on your computer, contemplate your navel, go back and hope it's still there and buy it if it's a good buy. If it's not, go on to the next place. I mean, you don't just have to thrust out there and start buying bags of used socks and underwear and hope you're going to sell it or something. I mean, you got to really buy the right stuff. But you also have to be patient. You just can't expect that $100 to turn into $10,000 or a full-time income or even a part-time income for months. If you're going to start with that kind of money, you're going to have to leave it in the business. You're going to have to act like you're 300 pounds and want to weigh 180, and you're going to have to see your body getting thinner 2 years down the line. It's the same with your business. If you have $100 and you want a part or full-time income, it's going to be painful, and you're going to have to see that 2 years down the road becoming a good part and a full-time income if you're diligent.
Yep. And one last thing I was going to add there is being passionate about what you're doing is obviously a lot more important. You can make it this business just like wanting to make a part-time income, just kind of going into it thinking as these things are items and all that. But if you're passionate about it, if you really like reselling, if you like antiques, that'll obviously drive you a lot more so than if you're just looking at it as a way to make money. So not for everybody, but I'm just...
So there are plenty of categories out there. You might as well buy and sell A, something that you can find, but B, try to get it in a category you can be passionate about.
Yeah, exactly.
It helps.
You always work harder if you're passionate about what you're doing.
Put some rewards in there, put some free time in there, get some people on your side in your family. If you're struggling with money, spend half your time with a part-time job and half your time building your business. If you can, go get paid $8 or $10 an hour and work in an antique store. Mm-hmm. Work in a, I guess, Goodwill bin type outlet store. Work someplace where people with stuff are.
Yeah.
And stuff are. I mean, you can get experience that way. Go, I don't know, go get a job where you travel a little bit and you can kind of, as you're traveling, peek in people's garages. I don't know.
Yeah, like be a trucker, like working at a pawn shop. I don't know, a place where you get exposed to a lot of different
Maximize your time. If you're in a career you hate, but you don't feel you can just quit the job cold turkey and go into this, work yourself into a career where you're closer to the stuff.
Yep.
I don't think you really want to necessarily become a garbage person, but those people run into a lot of stuff.
There are garbage people, hoarders, and of course some of their houses smell like garbage, and some of them make it.
Well, there's these businesses that go pick up stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There's these businesses. Well, like this is obviously a global example, but Frank Fritz was in the fire extinguisher charge business where he would go into businesses and charge their fire extinguishers, and he got to see everything that was in everybody's businesses.
Yep.
Let's take a break.
Yeah.
So, position yourself for success. If you've got only $100 to spend and this is the last thing, but you have time on your side, well, then you probably should try to find your own items and do some sort of consignment. In other words, find somebody that has good items and get some confidence, get some ability, and list their items.
Yep.
And take a percentage. So there's ways. We did consignment work early on.
Yeah.
Probably 3 or 4 different pretty large consignment type situation.
Yeah, and that's
Some worked out better and some worked out worse.
2 points to bring away from that. First of all, consignment's not for us. And secondly, consignment, a lot of people want to consign stuff to you, so that can be a good way for, let's say, free inventory, free money if you have time on your side, like you're saying there.
Consignment is good in a number of ways. One, it gets you in front of stuff to list.
Exactly.
Experience.
Yep.
2, you're dealing with people. Experience. 3, you're dealing with people, which can lead to more stuff. Experience. The thing that you'll probably run into after you do it for a while is you're going to be painting yourself more or less, depending on the quality of the stuff. There is some consignment you can do and make really good money.
Oh yeah,
if you're consigning desirable $100 or more items, you can make pretty good money.
You find the right stuff to consign, or somebody's going to consign you. How's that work? Whatever.
Well,
but anyway,
the problem I ran into is I found some really good stuff, but the person expected so much money for it that we couldn't sell it.
Yep.
And then you can't get a percentage on that. So consignment, you can't be afraid of it, but sooner or later you're going to realize that you're going to make more money buying and selling your own stuff. The margin's going to be more.
Yep.
And so even if you're doing consignment work, you need to find a way to take some of that money and set it aside for your own stuff.
But it can be a good entry point.
It can be a good entry point, experience-wise for sure.
Yeah.
You should consider doing a series of educational videos on lenses, higher value, and cameras by manufacturer on what to look for to maximize resale value. So this question is about your camera knowledge and doing some educational videos.
Educational videos, basically I'll go through the testing process, I'll go through the looking up a little bit, and I'll mention what stuff's listed for. So if you want to watch those kinds of videos, just stick around. They'll be there once I finally get to that kind of stuff.
Now your channel is in my About section. If you scroll down, it shows all of our eBay channels, and then it shows a link to your channel and a link to Banana Peeler's channel.
Yep.
So if you're on my channel watching this right now and you want to watch Wheeler's daily vlog, go down in my About, and there it is. He does a lot more technical things and scooter tricks and a whole different complementary thing to this channel.
Yep. Basically the technical aspects of cameras, lenses, all that kind of stuff, listing processes, that kind of thing, life of a lister, and then watches as well. It's another thing.
Now if you want to do YouTube videos, the whole game is wide open. You could do YouTube videos 23 out of 24 hours a day with all the stuff you're passionate about.
Oh yeah, for sure. I have 15 different YouTube channels. That'd be insane. It's not gonna happen. Just
like anything, if you're going to spend all your time on YouTube or a lot of time on YouTube, there needs to be a payback.
Yep.
And just like anything, it takes a while to build up. Personally, and I'm pretty sure Wheeler feels this way too if he thinks about it, I make my living buying and selling. And the buying and selling market on YouTube is big enough to support me, but I make a lot of money buying and selling. This is just more for fun and feedback, and I like to be part of a community, and I like to give back a little bit, and I like to sound my own voice off myself. So
it's 75% creative outlet for me as well. Like I like
you go.
I like to work in the I won't work on my photography, I won't work on my cinematography, I won't work on my speaking skills. This helps all of that kind of a little bit. And of course, like Dealer said, sense of community and all that kind of stuff with the whole staying in there.
Well, there were times years ago where we watched more YouTube videos to learn than we probably do now.
Oh yeah.
And so when we were breaking in, I feel like I want to pay back a little bit because there were people making videos then that are no longer making videos, and they did help us.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I watch YouTube videos all the time now, but not as many reselling. Back when I used to watch those kind of videos, I watched them just the same as I watch YouTube videos now. A lot. I used to watch a lot of that kind of stuff.
I still learn things. I watch them sort of to have background noise, and I know a lot of people who watch these videos for background noise too. Next one. Really enjoy your vlog, and this is yours. How would you recommend covering a lens to ship to a customer if it doesn't have a lens cap on either end? Would putting a lens in a Ziploc bag before bubble wrapping be adequate to protect the glass, or would you recommend something else? A ton of extra lenses, caps. How would you do it?
More on your field there. That's why I put that in there.
Well, most lenses, when you bubble wrap them, that's sufficient. There are some lenses that protrude. The glass protrudes from the housing. And with those, it depends how you orient them in the bubble wrap. You can orient them so the bubble wrap comes off there and none's going to touch it.
Yeah.
I pretty much just bubble wrap them. The expensive ones, you have been putting in Ziploc bags, getting all the air out, and I do think that's a good added idea, and then I bubble wrap them a little bit.
And,
we one last thing on that, and then and I'll hit it. In the beginning, and even today, I keep, as I pack more and more and more camera stuff, more and more fragile stuff, bigger and badder stuff, I learn where to cut the corners and where not to cut the corners. In the beginning, I overpacked everything, and I still broke stuff, and I learned. So it's just you just gotta do the best you can.
And I was gonna say, like, I've seen lenses that have been bubble wrapped for 20, 30, 40 years, or something similar to that, plastic on the optics and things, and some of those can leave little marks and stuff on the optics, but short term, like packaging and sending it, no problem there with contact to plastic.
Bubble wrap shouldn't.
As long as it's fresh and it's good, it shouldn't scratch anything there.
There are a few places that we ship into that it's probably better, like Indonesia, it's better to put them in a Ziploc bag anyway.
Humidity can affect
humidity,
things,
and when they're coming into that area out of the airmail, I don't know if it's a pressurization thing. And then it rains like half the year. It rains 90% of the time, and so those packages get wet. So a Ziploc bag is a real, if you're concerned about an expensive lens or a small expensive lens, a Ziploc bag is great.
There's several environmental errors or issues you can have with lenses: haze, separation, and like oil in the aperture blades, which are caused by certain humidity, heat, that kind of thing. Usually over a long period of time, but they can be quicker than sometimes.
Dealing with vintage lenses, out of 100 lenses, no matter what you do, 2 or 3 of those are going to have problems. And so if it's your first 2 or 3 you sell, you're going to be real upset. But no matter what we do, we haven't figured out how to be 100% successful with vintage camera lenses. Do you guys ever buy estates or do any major bulk buys like estates or whole warehouses, houses, old businesses? Yeah, we have. We did a couple storage auctions early on. We had a business in the area that went through several generations, and they had a big rummage sale, but when we got down to it, it really was, it was like 4 vanfuls. Big vanfuls of stuff, and we ended up selling about half of it and throwing about half of it away. Some of it is under my porch. The old computers, I didn't want to turn them in for $30, $40 each to the recycler, so I buried them under my porch. We got a lot of good stuff out of that one as well. We've bought out certain old stores, backroom stock. We've not estate so much. Although we've walked into estate sales and we've bought over $500, $1,000 sometimes. Sometimes, I mean, I want to be in a position, if I run into it, the mother lode, which we do from time to time, I'm willing to buy it.
Never afraid of bulk.
We bought the large camera haul that I'm still showing off on this channel over the last couple of weeks. That was $12,000 and over 10,000 pieces. So we are not afraid to buy in bulk. However, we enjoy the hunt. I enjoy going out with my family and Wheeler to places of all kinds. Today we went to rummage sales and antique stores and just got out on a sunny day and just freewheeled, no cares, had some money in the pocket to spend, and really it was fun.
For sure.
So we never want to feel like we have to buy in bulk. For us, the downside of buying in bulk is our local market is not strong enough in a lot of areas to sell off a lot of the stuff.
That's the deal. Yep.
I also don't necessarily like to do the onesie twosie face-to-face stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I know everybody in town. I got too much internet business to have people in my shop or my house and interact with all that. I just don't want to deal with it.
Yep.
So I would like to do that. It's like the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. I have dreams of being a storage auction king. I like the idea of every 100 storage units, coming across something.
Yep.
I like the thrill idea of that. I just don't want to have to get rid of all this stuff. I remember when we were in Colorado Springs years ago and had to take your mom's van and almost kill it, taking it to the dump full of stuff.
That was insane.
They're like, drive out there, and it's like the covering that they put over the shit in the dump. And so it's like really loosely packed, stinky mud stuff. I'm out there sloshing their tires to try to get out to where they want you, and they're like, just go out there and throw it.
Just keep going.
So you get out of your van and you step into this stuff, and right away you're like, this isn't a cow pasture field, but it smells worse. Couldn't get that off the shoes. So there's some downsides, obviously. It's not all glamour.
Yep.
So we're just probably going to do what we're doing. Since we do pretty well.
I'd say we kind of stride between buying onesie twosie and buying, or at least a comfort zone is between buying onesie twosie and buying everything, including the kitchen sink. And the thing is, we like to pick and choose. I think that's our favorite thing to do. We'll buy as much as you have, but we will pick and choose through it if possible.
And it's funny, I think when you do this long enough, I wouldn't say I'm a reserve buyer. I like to buy a lot of stuff, but we seem to be happening on things that we buy for $10 or less and are selling for $200 or more.
Yeah.
More often now than ever.
Yep.
I mean, I've run into some things in the last 3-4 weeks. I'm blown away.
A ginger beer.
Today another one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have it 100% confirmed, but an item that I bought for $5 is selling on Amazon, or is listed on Amazon for $320.
Insane. And we can't forget, I bought a watch for a nickel they'll sell for $60 plus.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, how much do you want for that?
About 5 cents.
A nickel? You must be double taking.
Like,
You're like,
I was like, well, okay, I'll go get a nickel. I'll be back.
yeah, let me go get a nickel. I didn't even carry change with me.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but they valued their Chucky doll. I wanted $50 for that.
Yeah.
Thing was worth like $20.
Yeah.
His feet were all melted.
Yeah.
Okay, we're not doing very well in volume here. We got
Or time, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
I don't want to know who or where, but can you guys say exactly? I don't want to know who or where, but can you say exactly? This sounds funny.
Yeah.
How this connection was made, and how does this connection source so much volume? Q&A show question, I guess. Well, we've been in the camera business now for how long?
I don't know, 7 years? Longer than that? I forget, 2012, I think.
Yeah, so 6 or 7 years, and 5 of those have been pretty heavy, and we've made a lot of mistakes.
Yep.
We bought a lot of stuff we shouldn't have. We bought a lot of good stuff. We've dipped our toes in just about every possible pool where to buy and sell cameras.
Yep.
And so you make contacts. Whatever, niche you're in, you should try to do the same. We've never been satisfied with just one fishing spot and throwing our rod in there. Now, we have our favorite spots we go to, but we're always willing to go there and then stop somewhere else on the way home and just check it out.
Exactly.
And so this one was something that we wanted to look into because we have had success in other similar areas in the past, and so we stumbled on it. And the first time we stumbled onto it, it wasn't great.
No, yeah, it was.
But we realized we were not able to tackle the volume that was going on there.
Mhm.
The next time we were more ready for it.
Yep.
And this time we thought we were ready for it, and it just blew us away.
Yeah, and that's picky and choosing, by the way.
That was picking and
Again,
choosing. Yeah. So I can't give away the details. I won't. But once you have something like that, you want to try to duplicate it. For us, we like to go other places in the country. We like to duplicate it wherever we go.
Because, like dealer said, we like to get out and pick and do that kind of thing. That's why, like garage sales and things, we don't want to limit ourselves to just sucking from the one thing. They're sure it's great.
Well, we buy and sell cameras. If that ever went away, I think we would have to get a little smarter, but we could make watches our mainstay. There's probably another 3 or 4 markets that I think would be interesting enough for us to get into that we probably could do it, but we would have to change the way we do business. We'd have to change the fishing spots. I think car parts and vintage car parts are a pretty good one.
Yeah.
I think clothing is pretty good.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because
I'm not as interested in it, but I still think we could do it.
Because here's what I'm saying, because cameras is, let's say, 50% of our business now. I think watches is more like a 25% market. If we had to change, I think watches would still be there, but I don't think it's quite, we haven't quite hit the nail watches yet. Like, we're coming there. But
well, we sold 3 today.
Yeah. Oh, we did.
For a total of about $400.
Wow.
And, and not much else sold. So it's nice to have a couple different.
That's the thing.
And we sold that one calculator looking watch for $300. Yeah. But to a 3 feedback that didn't pay. So the $400, that's paid.
Yeah.
So, but you know, we didn't sell any watches in the last hardly 7 days before that.
Yeah.
Maybe 6 days.
Yeah.
So everything's sort of like this.
It's kind of like learning cameras, though. Like when we first learned cameras, we first started cameras, I guarantee you we didn't sell like 1 million of them right out of the gate. So it takes some getting used to. Just from my perspective right now, it would be about a quarter compared to the cameras, 50%. Cameras are such a...
Well, I do have May's numbers, so I'm going to talk about that. A couple more questions on your channel. How do you get these $6 labels for the size, box, and rate? Okay, the short of my labels that I use to ship stuff home, a shipping service charges me a yearly rate. It's a big rate. I used to use it for my test strip business, people sending me test strips. And I still use it for my test strip business, and so it works out for me to pay this yearly rate. I pay a yearly rate, and that's pretty much taken care of by my test strip business. Per box, per label rate, it's like $650, $670, and we use that to send stuff home.
Yep.
End of story. And then, dealer gets roasted. Dealer looks like he gained some weight, or is it just that he has a big shirt? Well, since high school, I've gained some weight. All my life, I couldn't get over 185. Then I hit like 45 years old, and I ballooned up to 200, and I was excited about it, except it's all like wanting to be right here. It's not anywhere else. I still got this same physique, but I've got this bowling ball thing going on that I keep working on, and I'm running, and so no, I really haven't gained weight in the last couple years. Just keep working on my beer gut. There it is, right there.
Might be a little shrimpy wheeler right here.
I'm drinking Blast Light, right?
Yeah, well, I've only had one in dog beers, right?
Yeah. So thanks for noticing. Okay, here's your camera question. We gotta watch it here. We're approaching the 20-minute mark. I'll say the question, then we'll come back and answer it. It says, "Hey dealer, but this is for you. What's up, my man? Just curious if you had a lens in stock for my Canon Rebel T3i. I'm looking for a Canon EF 50mm f1.8 STM lens. Please let me know. Thanks, man." Pause it.
So should I go? Yeah, I'll talk about this one a little bit.
Are we back?
Back.
We're back. So, camera question. If we have that in stock.
Well, I actually have the lens right here. This is the 50mm, and first of all, I can say that I definitely recommend that lens. If you want to get a second lens or a lens that gives you creative opportunities, that's the lens to get. The deal is, it's a recent lens and it's super popular. It's one of like the most popular Canon camera lenses. We don't come across them where we can make any money. Maybe we can make like $10, $15 on that, but for the most part we deal in the vintage / not as desirable lenses, at least mainstream like that. So don't be in stock right now.
So out of all camera items in the world available right now, we probably make our money on like 30% of them. And the newest stuff, the latest and greatest, or the very, very popular mainstream stuff, we don't stock.
Yeah, because even the old version of that lens just brings like, the sell-through is insane on those, but you just can't find them.
We run into things like that from time to time, but usually... Okay, back again. Can't see myself in that one.
That one a little bit. There you go.
So, do we have a lens for them? Not really. We just don't get that kind of stuff in.
Framing is a little bit different.
Yeah.
Moved it a little bit.
This frame.
Yeah, that's more.
I can move over.
You got it.
2 cameras, 3 cameras, creepers. So no, we really don't have anything. What's the best place for him to buy something like that? Where's he going to get the best deal?
I'd say Amazon, but the way I bought mine was actually on eBay. Just scoured highest or lowest to highest, and I found one. I think I paid in the 100 range for mine, but I was an early adopter. I bought that like 2 days after it was released, actually. It's pretty crazy.
Okay, so let's talk May numbers. We are not afraid to put out our numbers. You know, they are what they are. Some people think that if you put out numbers, you know, they either believe them or they don't. Now you can look in our about section, you can go and look at our channels and you can see what's sold and all that. So you can verify it. That's one thing that we like to do, is allow people to verify it. We haven't had too much trouble with it.
Yep. We're not fake, people.
Well, nobody has really ever accused us of being fake. They've accused us of being some other things, you know, which is coming up in the program.
Oh yeah, come on, here he comes.
Okay, so May was not a full selling month for us. We sold $12,795 on all channels, which at first glance or first thought is not that great, because we averaged 20,000. We've had months considerably higher than 20,000 in sales, and we've had some months slower. Now 12,795 is split 1,900 in the watch category, which did have some test strips up until this month. We're switching for I'm pulling those all to my channel. Wheeler's part of his pay is based on the watch channel, and so I had to take my test strips off there. $1,912, including some test strips, and I know there was 500 or 600 test strips on there at least. Northwest Kansas, $34.31, strong month there. Camera channel, $63.19. I sold a sign for $400 on my That Air Guy channel. Dealer's Wheels is my personal channel, $196, and Amazon $537. Now that's $581.59 a day. We had 9 days off for the month where I had nothing listed. I had my Amazon channel turned off. I had no listings running. And so 9 days off for a 31-day month is 29% of the time, 30% of the time, 29% of the time. And so it's really a 2/3 month. If you prorate what we did per day, actual days that our channel had on, and prorate that through the days that we had the channel off, and if we were actually selling on those days, listing and selling on those days, that would be $18,029, which is still a little bit slower than 20,000, but that makes more sense.
I have a theory on the camera stuff there and why that's not selling quite as much. It's because we haven't been listing a lot, first of all, and secondly, because I've been working on the watches. Secondly, we haven't been buying a lot of high-ticket merchandise, because I know
we're towards the end.
We're towards the end of our highest-ticket stuff. If you look at our highest-ticket stuff, we used to have 30 items that were over 1,000. Now we have like, well, not that many, but now we have 4 or 5.
Well, it happens every year for us that we get a bunch of stuff in, we list it, and then we have big camera months in January, February, March, April, and then it goes off a little bit, but it also goes off a little bit because we don't have the best stuff generally.
Yeah.
Now we picked up good stuff.
Oh,
we shouldn't have any excuses.
We're
here.
setting back up for the circular thing.
Well,
like we're
hopefully,
saying.
if you can get through the back stock, right?
Working on it.
So our month was $12,795. I'm not going to say we had an $18,000 month because we didn't. We took 9 days where we did not have anything online. We did not sell anything. We did not ship anything. We were out buying mega stuff.
Yep.
So I can't claim we had a great month. In fact, $12,795 keeps the lights on, but I'm not happy about that because we are a $20,000 a month business, and when we were on our trip, we spent a lot of money on inventory and plenty of money on travel. All the bills from our personal life came in, and so it's a tough month. Am I feeling it? Does it put the heat on me? Not really.
I've only had one in dog beers.
What are you saying?
It's a joke.
Am I going on and on?
Nah, it's a joke.
No. So that's our numbers for May. Check us for June. We'll see what our numbers are for June. I know I just had a big couple of days in sales. So anyway. All right, let's get into the questions. Now, we warned you that this would be a long show. These typically are long shows, and I'm not going to apologize for that. There's just a lot to talk about.
Yep.
I'm going to hit all these questions. I'm going to try to pick up the speed until we get to the question.
Get the rap going, man.
All right. Don't talk about the questions before you do the questions. Just do the questions.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Well, I don't know. Just get it going.
These are in no particular order. However, they are from newest to oldest.
Cool.
Question, what size bubble wrap do you guys have? I've been picking up bubble wrap from Walmart. It seems to run out rather quickly. I would like to have larger bubble wraps for all my items. 3/16 inch little bubbles, I think is what it is. And it may even be the same size as the Walmart stuff I have found. The rolls at Walmart are small. The rolls I have are mega rolls. I use Uline. The problem for me in my area is I have to ship it in, and shipping is expensive. I just have no other choice, and I don't think Walmart is competitive. And I probably would take all their stuff off the shelf and show.
So Walmart, they would have to step up their
shockwaves through their inventory system. So anyway, that's that.
Quintuple their inventory.
That was funny. My eBay voices in my head bring me beer too. Sometimes lots. Love the voices in my head. LOL. Well, I think that's in reference to my little chat with Blatzman. Mm-hmm. Yes, Blatzman and I do talk. I'm 5'7". In my teens, I could only touch the rim. No dunking for me. If I were your height, I'd be dunking all the time. Nice vids. Keep it up. Yeah, I went off in a little basketball pat myself on the back thing for a while. Some people like that. Some people don't. I reminisce from time to time. I don't dunk anymore. I said I dunk donuts.
I could almost dunk, and I'm only 5'11", 6'0", so I think I'm past 6 foot now. But back when I was 5'11".
We have jumping. My grandfather was a carpenter. He did flooring. He was squatting around all day hitting hammers and stuff. He always was springy, I remember. And my dad got some like long jump, standing long jump record when he was in high school. We're all pretty springy until we get old, and then that's it.
I jump off roofs.
Hello, Dealer Wheeler, Banana Peeler. Glad you guys came back. Looking forward to the Q&A. Can you guys talk about managing distractions when you move back to the house, eventually when you go on the road? I work from home. It's not easy. Everyone thinks they can come and go as they want. We know that's not true. Hopefully come and go. We need the... Can you talk about... Okay. Can you talk about how you manage that with the different people and relationships in your world? Well, that's a great question. Now, we have been in this location, this commercial location, almost 3 years. A good solid 2.5 years plus a few months. We were in another smaller commercial location for a year. So it's going on 4 years. Mm-hmm. It's hard for us to completely remember every reason we left home. But other than the space concerns, which are always a concern in a picking business, it was the distractions.
Yep.
And people not really understanding that, hey, we're running a business here. We need some space.
Yep.
And
Dad this, Dad that. Come up here, solve this, solve that.
yeah.
Pretty crazy, yeah.
And so when we left the house, we had a 6-month or 1-year-old and a 2-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, at that time, it would have been 9 and 7 and 11. We had a lot of young kids running around. And my wife, Lon, worked a full-time job. She wanted to relax sometimes at home. And it is very distracting. We had been doing business, and I had been doing business on and off for years and years and years.
Mm-hmm.
And so there were some guidelines that I set up. A lot of times what I would try to do is do my business work when others were sleeping. And I think that's part of why I've developed a late night schedule as opposed to a during the day schedule, because of the distractions. So I really don't have a whole lot of great advice other than you just need to communicate, and then you need to realize 2 things. If you're working at home, you're saving some money.
Mm-hmm.
There's also some pros to working at home, like you're closer to your food, you're closer to your bed, you're closer to your TV, you're closer to your mailbox. When you move out, you have more bills for rent and double bills because you got 2 electricity bills, your rent in your business, your rent at your electricity at home. You got 2 cable bills, you got 2 this, that, and the other thing. You got 2 sets of furniture. So for me, I'm only 3 blocks from home, but I calculated it the other day that I spend 1 week, 40 hours plus a year, walking back and forth, minimum. So there's an efficiency drain there. Now I probably gain 1 week, 40 hours plus of sanity. So it's a balance. So the grass does look greener. I'm actually looking forward to going home and working out of my home for a couple of reasons. One, I work in a team with Wheeler, and he loves working late at night. And I don't know how to turn him off sometimes. He just wants to work. He wants to work for 40.
The second wind, the second groove, man.
He wants to work for 40 hours in a row and then take 3 days off. More power to him. Okay?
As I'm getting stuff done.
But
Yeah.
I can't do that anymore. I used to do that 5 years ago, 10 years ago. I used to work till I dropped and then take some time off sometimes, if I felt like it. Now, I want to be disconnected from his schedule. So when we work out of the house, I can go to bed. He can stay up. I can stay up. He can go to bed. I can get up early. Da 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 da. We're no longer connected.
Yep.
So there, there's going to be some pros and cons, and that's really what it boils down to. Is if you really hate it, think of what it would be like if you had an office away. There are pros, but again, there's also cons, and work around it the best you can. Your battery's going.
Yeah, it's a Canon. I guess I didn't stop there.
Okay, we'll pause.
It's a Canon battery, so it should.
So I guess in continuing this and thinking about this, I mean, everybody's relationships are different. Some people have only one person in their household. Some people married with no kids. Some people lots of kids. My personal dynamic, I've got kids that still don't really understand what I do, and I can get them involved, and I might have to get up and get them involved in some things. Lon, my wife, works outside the home, and no matter how long she hangs out with me, she doesn't totally get the business type situation. And I, maybe your spouse does, maybe they don't. If they work outside the home and have always worked a job, and even though you're an entrepreneur, they may still not get it. And mine doesn't, Lon doesn't. She gets a lot of things, but when it comes right down to it, there are challenges, there are problems. I mean, I can't go down to her work and I don't know, pull her out of there, give some, project that I want her to do you know, come unplug the toilet or something like that. But here I am, you know, in my business, trying to get in the groove, trying to list, trying to do this, and you know, and it comes up, you know, can you unplug the toilet? Can you do this project? How about this? Did you forget that? The dishes are still dirty. You didn't scrub them. I mean, I don't go to her work and do that crap. So there's no doubt there's you know, there are some separation issues. Now I love my wife and I try to get along with her all we can. We've been together a long, long time. Expect to be together a long, long time. But it is how it is.
Yep.
So I think how you design your day, how you design your office, the expectations you have, if you have some activities that are really, really critical. Packing, I can do packing with 10 things going on. It's not that big a deal. You don't have to have your attention. Listing for me, I need to tune in a little bit more. And so with young kids, I put them in front of something to do, or I do it at night when there's less distractions, and you might just have to work on your schedule. Now there were times when I would be working nights and I would take naps during the day. It's not very convenient, but you do what you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
As you get more sleep deprived, as you have more responsibilities, you might have to do some things like that seem a little bit, you know, out of whack, like take a 2-hour nap in the middle of the day. I had to do that for a while. I still do that sometimes coming off of Mondays when I have to pack early. So there's a lot of variables and I can't really discuss them all. Do you have anything else, Wheeler?
Nope.
It's a good question.
Yeah. Well, okay, here's one thing though. Like I have my tools at home to work my scootering / all this other stuff, and I have my tools here. It's hard to remember to bring stuff back and forth, so that'll be convenient being there. I guess we were talking about conveniences of that. I have all my stuff in one place. I don't have to like remember to bring this here and that here and this here and that here, and not have this here when I need it there and that.
Well,
that kind of thing.
We're going to be moving home over the next 6 weeks, and I think that's going to be the end of it. I think we'll be home with everything within 6 weeks. And I'm finding that we have duplicates of a lot of stuff now.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And some of it, there's no outlet for it. It's just going to go in the trash.
3 tape measures.
Well,
stuff,
I mean, we just sold all our old furniture.
Oh, that's true. TVs and stuff.
We were in all our old TVs, and we brought the good stuff happened to be here because we had a prize. We won a nice TV because we listed a bunch, and I found a good deal on some furniture. Lon was about to get some really nice furniture, and then we were going to go on the road full time, and so we put that on hold. Now, moving home, I'm bringing my nice leather furniture home, and it's working out.
Yep.
But we had to get rid of all the other stuff. Okay. Would you have been better off selling that huge camera stand thing locally? I guess it all depends on how good your local buyers are. That's why I love the Florida area, because there's so many local buyers through our state that buy all the crazy large unique items I find and throw them in their retail stores. Nice video. Love watching while packing my orders. Well, this big, huge turn of the century portrait camera stand thing that weighed over 100 pounds that I took apart and shipped in 3 boxes for $400 to Austria. That's what we're talking about. Our local market is 8,000 people for the county, and they are ravenous. They want good used goods, but I can't imagine any of them would want this thing.
Yep.
They want furniture. They want household goods. They want that kind of thing. Now, we have found some pretty cool camera scores within a 100-mile radius. I cannot remember any portrait cameras within a 100-mile radius.
Well, we just saw one today.
We did just see one today, and it had its own crazy stand.
The deal is, with every portrait camera, they had one traveling photographer or one set photographer in each town or county. Where those ended up, they're somewhere. So each little area had one.
Address the question, our local market is reasonably small, And for the most part, unique and crazy items, I would say a percentage of them would sell in our local market for reasonable money if we wanted to do that. I want to have an online business, and I don't try to buy those type of things. And the other larger percentage would sell for more in a greater market. In fact, a big part of my business, and this is not camera and not watch, although we pick up a lot of cameras and watches within a 100-mile radius.
Yeah.
A lot of my game is finding things out here that are still survivors out here in the near west, and then selling them to a bigger market.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So our closest big market is Denver, and it's over 3 hours away. I don't want to deal with Denver. I don't want to do people popping in from Denver. I have sold a couple large signs locally, but mostly those people come from 4 to 6 hours away.
Yep.
We just don't have the market for it. It would be less than we could get. So if I would have put that thing up in a local market, I bet I could have sold it within 2 years' time for maybe 75% of what I sold it. But I listed that thing and it sold within a couple weeks.
Yeah, maybe in 2 years' time. I was gonna say $200 within a 6-month period. You could probably get sold, advertising on photo forums, that kind of thing. You might as well make one from Kansas City. I don't know exactly, but
I didn't want to deal with it.
Exactly.
It was a pain in the ass. It took me 2 hours to pack it up, but it is now out of my life.
That is a crazy story. You know, you sold for $400 internationally.
I see that I'm not the only one constructing Franken boxes. I got into selling car parts on eBay. Some are small and easy, but the majority are odd or oversized in some way, and I bet heavy. It is a constant challenge figuring dimensions, weights, zones, some delays. Some days I spend 3 hours plus trying to make sense of it all, getting these items ready to ship. The task has now taken over listing items as the most dreaded. I do charge for shipping and usually make enough to cover the supplies needed. I use peanuts as fill in the boxes. USPS needs to send out a special truck to deliver them. Enjoy your videos. Yeah, you know, a lot of the big stuff, there's good money in for us, but it is custom packing. And over the years, I've taken a bunch of the pain out by buying bigger boxes, all the way up to 24 by 24 by 24, different sizes around there, and I can cut them down and it's not too bad. I've gotten better at it. The peanuts thing, we used to run a health food store and a vitamin store. We had 5,000-6,000 items. We got a bunch of stuff in and we got them in peanuts. I hated peanuts. And so I just don't deal with them. The static ones are the cheapest and the worst. You can't get them off your product that you put on your shelf. I just hate peanuts. I know it's a cheap, easy way to do it. Some are better than others, da 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 da. I use paper. Probably more expensive. But yeah, we custom pack some things. I've been running this week. I've had kind of a follow-up tough week from last week, which was a killer week. And so I was kind of tired this week when I wrestled those packages last night. Was that yesterday? Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
It did feel like wrestling, but I think mainly because I've been doing my sit-ups and I've been doing running this week and just trying to break back in it. So don't worry, we're going to make it. PayPal's greed and other banking greed is why Bitcoin is going to free capitalists and freedom lovers from their malarkey. Well, I complained the other video about PayPal fees, and although in the US it's not so bad, I think some of them we get like 1 or 1.5%. I can live with that. I shipped that camera at $900, including the shipping to Austria. The PayPal fee was $40. It was like 5%.
That's crazy.
And that does seem,
yeah, that seems like there's
they must have a risk involved with international.
something there, yeah.
So I'm going to put up with it. My choice. I don't think going to Bitcoin is going to help me.
No.
I kind of like PayPal. I complained about it. You know, cost of doing business. I'm going to give you a real quick example. We were in Oberlin, Kansas today. We bird's-eyed, we just kind of peered in about 20, 30 businesses today most of those 20 to 30 businesses on Main Street are struggling.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of it is because of rent and overhead, like employees, lighting, building, insurance. All these different things are costs of doing business.
Yep.
Our cost of doing business in eBay, if you keep your warehousing and your office space reasonable, whether you're working out of your house or not, we don't have a lot of costs. So it's a cost of doing business. You know, I don't disagree with the PayPal greed thing. I mean, if you go through Omaha at night so you can see the lights on, PayPal has nice, crazy, banking-looking, shiny offices, all glass, lit up campuses. I mean, they had a plan, though. Somebody went to business school and had a plan how to develop this big global business machine. And so I guess more power to them. They started out small. They either started or hooked on to eBay early on and some other things. You know, it's better than a lot of things. It's not Visa and MasterCard, that's for sure. There's a deal. And we use those too. What are you going to do? Wheeler? A lot of nodding going on over there.
I don't have anything to add to these. So your next question there, I was like, oh, that looks cool.
Yeah.
Man.
I got roasted. I got roasted here a little bit. So let's start with this one. Like I said, I went on a little bit of a
I didn't even watch that, so I really can't comment. But
reminiscent. Dealer plays basketball when he's younger. Here's how high he could jump. Oh, Dealer, you're so athletic, and now you're big and fat. So I went on this little pat on the back rant, and Seth K1212 says, "Who the fuck cares about basketball? Wow, wow, you're so cool. You were a street player. Wow, wow, shut the f up about your sports ball crap."
sports ball.
Oh man, roasted.
I'm not into sports, but this guy obviously really isn't into sports, man.
So here's the short of it.
Mm.
This is my vlog. This is my life. This is my show. I present it as somebody else down the line, and they weren't quite as abusive, but they said, you know, Dealer, can you shorten the videos? And somebody said, hey, turn it to 2 times. You can still understand him.
Yeah, I mentioned 4 times that vlog, so I think that's what they're agreeing with me, man.
So the point is, you know, watch it or don't. It doesn't hurt my feelings. And the comments didn't hurt my feelings either, other than it's like...
It's comedy.
Yeah, wow.
Free comedy.
Roasted. And then, of course, the next one was even better.
The same guy or different guy?
Well, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Dealer here with a cover of the Global Voodoo channel. Here it is. You're a Global Voodoo ripoff.
This guy is a hater, man.
Oh, man.
He's a slow roaster, man.
A shout out to Mike at Global Voodoo. I have been accused of being a ripoff of your channel. So, you know, a couple of ways to compare the Crazy Picker Life and Mike over at Global Voodoo. His channel has like 5 or 6 or 7, I don't know, times the subscribers. Mike's been doing this picking thing for a long time, all different kinds of reselling. Great guy. We buy and sell some of the similar things, and then again, we buy and sell a lot of different things than either of us. We've been doing daily vlogs ever since for a while, and I'm not trying to say anything. I started my daily vlog before he did, so I'm not sure how it could be a ripoff.
Well, did you hear though? We're a parody channel. Like I thought it was obvious. I thought we were really making sure it was clear.
Mike makes great content. I think he's a true Schlitz beer lover. I've seen his hat. I haven't seen you drink a Schlitz beer, Mike. I'm hoping that I actually see a Schlitz beer being drinking sometime, or maybe at least a Blatz. If you have to be in a pinch, you know, I've got to put mine in a Green Bay Packer cozy.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored by the Green Bay Packers or Blatz Light.
Yeah, there you go.
So, we're both from the Midwest. Mike is from the Chicago area. I'm from north of that, just in the southern Wisconsin area. We're both from the reasonably same era and time. I think I'm a little older than Mike, but we both appreciate the 80s stuff quite a bit, 70s stuff quite a bit, 90s stuff quite a bit. We're both family men. I guess, bottom line, if I'm ripping off Mike from Global Voodoo, I probably should send him some money or beer, but kudos to Mike over at Global Voodoo. Anything to add, Wheeler?
I don't know, yeah. I was just saying, like, man, we're a parody channel this whole time, and nobody's brought it up yet. Nobody even noticed, I guess.
So we got, I feel like I got a wet fish in the face a couple times there. Whap this way and then whap that way. Oh,
Whap,
my gosh.
like, oh, it's just a prank, bro.
I better watch what
there was no, it's just a prank.
better watch what I say or do.
Oh yeah, we gotta chill a little bit here. These haters are getting too tough for us, man.
I don't know who was the first one on YouTube. I think it probably was Mike over me. We had some content a while back that's gone now, and we never were consistent. I think Mike has been consistent for many years, and he deserves your viewership. And if I ever visit with him, I'm going to buy him a beer. Okay, here's something I didn't know. Whiskey doesn't age in the bottle or decanter, only in the cask.
So that's why they put it in decanters, probably.
Doesn't age.
That's something I never knew. Yeah.
Well, I guess airtight. I don't know.
I don't know.
So my casks, my decanters, my train set full of Jim Beam whiskey should be fresh as if aged 10 years from the cask.
Fresh. Yep.
So I guess I can't sell it. That's not a selling point. The age of it is not.
This is 90-year-old fresh whiskey.
I swear I watched a documentary though that mentioned that this old bottle of whiskey was great.
Yeah.
Because it was an old bottle of whiskey, but maybe it had been opened and it had a little fermentation, or however you would describe that.
Yeah.
And maybe it was just because they made cooler whiskey 50 or 100 years ago.
That could be it.
I don't know.
Well, you know,
the brands are gone. You know, some of these brands are gone.
Exactly, because you can't taste whiskey from 100 years ago unless you buy this bottle. So there's a selling point. Taste 100 years ago, and
we are not alcohol dealers or sellers.
Don't eat dirt. Just drink our whiskey.
I'm pretty sure I've decided to have a block party and provide the Wapatui. What would you call that, main ingredient? I'll have all my neighbors bring all the punch and juices and the fruit, and I will have the main booze.
It'll just be a big pile.
55-gallon drum of booze, and they can pile all it in there. We'll have a great block party, one to remember, and maybe towards the end of it, I'll bring out the train decanters, and we'll have like a train thing going.
Choo choo!
And then I can sell them.
Great.
Break even. You don't always win. Practice? Are we talking about practice? Practice? We're talking about practice. Practice, practice. So I think I repeated the word practice like too many times when I was talking about basketball and practicing or something. Stock jockey, what the heck are you talking about? You've been kind of in and out of my vlogs here for a while. Let's get some clarity.
Yeah.
Wheeler, I have one of those big cameras, but missing the top bulb. What exactly is it? Add display piece, and if broken, any value?
Well, big camera missing the top bulb, so like those Instamatic?
Yeah, so the one that I shipped in the last couple of days was the second out of 3 that we purchased from a camera store.
Yep.
Kodak is known for their point of purchase displays. And so these large 24-inch wide, 18-inch tall, 12-inch deep plastic cameras with the bulbs on top that used to spin and flash, different Instamatic models, they probably made 5,000 of those.
Yep.
And they had them in stores and drugstores and any place that these film and Kodak cameras were sold, and the dealers could buy them.
Yep. And I have seen one other variant from about 10 years back too of the Star Flash too.
They had an older version.
There were
I don't think they made as many.
Yep. Now that we know these sell, maybe we should go look at that one.
Well,
I don't know.
The guy wanted 500.
thought it was more like that.
$550.
I thought it was like that.
So,
So yeah,
maybe
probably
one's
not.
less now that it's still sitting there. Who knows?
Who knows? Antique store people, who knows?
So, yes, it's worth money. Without the flash on the top, it's not going to be worth as much. My flashes were not working very well, and I busted one of them playing around with it. They're reasonably floppy, fragile, hard to ship because they're kind of floppy. One without the flash in decent condition, you still should be able to get $150 or $200 for it, I would think.
Yep.
It's a display. And yes, it has value. She finally sold your building. No, the building is still for sale. We got that vibe from your last couple of videos. Where will you be storing your inventory at? Bummer you could not stay there until you hit 50. Good luck with the move. You guys will make it work out for the better. We look forward to your daily vlogs from you and Wheeler every day. Okay, the building did not sell. However, we went through this rigmarole a few months back with this lady who was in the building, out of the building, on the roof, wanting to do this, wanting to do that. And it looked like we were going to be kicked out of the building within 30 days of her making a decision. And we went up and down that roller coaster for weeks and even months.
Multiple buyers, all kinds. Who knows? Yeah.
There's been other buyers in and out. We cannot sign a lease that will hold up. Our building people will not do that. I am being proactive, and the next step for us is to disengage from this building and squish ourselves into both a smaller area and a less expensive area temporarily or for a while until the next plan comes to fruition and we explode out of there.
Yeah. Yeah, this like crazy special effects.
So we're being proactive. We are going to move out of this building. Could we ride this out? Could we potentially be here for weeks, months, and years? Yes, but it's terrible having that hanging over your head.
You might have to vacate the premises.
You might have to find a place to go within 30 days or 60 days. That's a weight on your shoulders. It's like, I don't like that feeling.
We decided to preempt the whole
proactive.
Deal. Yep.
Proactive. So we are building out a space at home. We are solving all of our storage needs. We're doing everything we can to make it a very nice atmosphere to do our business. We don't want to miss a beat. I didn't want to close shop for 60 days. I didn't want to do any.
Timed up, just right. 1 second off.
I didn't want to do any of that. So basically, we have figured out how to be proactive, and we're making it happen. And hopefully, we won't skip much of a beat.
Yep.
Anything to add?
Nope.
Well, there's a bigger question on there that's coming up. How about a live Q&A? The short answer is
we are live right now. Here we are.
Yeah, I won't do it.
This is us. We are real. We're not robots. We're not edited. Not CG.
I'm just not interested in it.
Yep.
And so this is what you get. You can submit questions anytime you want. In general, they will be answered on this kind of show.
Yep.
Good enough. Love the Jags, and that were the shades with the radio. Somebody loved those.
Well, we know a place where you can buy 50 of them at $2 each.
$2 each
or
for
something
50
like that.
of them.
I have a picture. It was on video.
We did think about buying them and doing a Crazy Picker Life promotion for them. And if they're
you sign them and then just
if they're there later this year when we go to that town, or we know about where they're at.
Yeah.
We still might pick those up.
Yep.
$1 each is what we'll get them for.
Yeah, that's the deal.
And then we can bill it as this is really awesome.
These are officially endorsed by the Crazy Picker Life. These will only tune into the Crazy Picker Life on the I don't know. Get over and sell them too much.
Now here's the opposite of a hater. This is what makes it all worth it.
Yeah.
Dude, how tall are you?
I'm 9'8".
Throwing down dunks at 36? Get out of here, Larry Bird. That's why I did a second little video segment, because I tried to explain myself.
Yeah. Well, I'm 9'8". He's 13 foot tall.
And then yesterday's video got like hammered and 4 thumbs down. So obviously there's a bunch of hate out there. I thought NBA season. I thought this was
it fit, man.
a lot of Cavalier fans, I guess, with their tails between their legs or something here. I don't know. Get the free Keepa Chrome extension to see if an item is selling on Amazon.
I have heard a couple of these. There's one for Etsy too, sort of like that, where you can actually look at sold, and apparently it works. I've never looked into that. That's interesting.
Never looked into that. We may have to look into that.
Yep.
We're always trying to improve, but we are just like most other people out there. We're lazy. We don't do everything.
Yep.
Did the space sell? We just addressed that.
Yep.
No, it did not, but it is, we just had another person
in flux.
We had another person come through here that probably would leave us be and would buy the whole building, but then you got a new landlord and you just never know.
Yep.
And okay, here's the other downside. Currently there's a window tinting business and a hot tub business, and both those have some weird ass chemicals that they use that flow into our office from time to time, and it's probably part of the reason we're crazy as shit.
Well, crazy picker life, man. We gotta.
So the person that was looking to buy this, cabinet shop, varnishing, glue, and all that crap. That gets in here, and it's nasty. You live
in a constantly painted room.
Yeah, I can't deal. We have allergies. I can't deal with that. I got a beer. I drink beer. That's all the allergies I can handle.
Yeah.
So we're out of here. Thanks for sharing. I know you like to listen to Alex Johns. I think he means Jones.
It's Jimmy Johns.
Jimmy Johns, Alex Johns.
Yeah, it's his brother.
I like to watch him too. There's also another guy on my watch list. He's one of Alex's old friends. His name is Lionel. I know Lionel out of New York. I've seen his stuff. If you haven't seen his vlogs, highly recommend. And then here's a link. Lionel tells it as it is. He seems like a good guy. Lizzie certainly isn't camera shy. She is delightful. Yes, she's
definitely the outgoing one of the two.
Lizzie just...
Of course, Sam wants to start his own YouTube channel, so he's the one who thinks he's got it figured out. Lizzie's the outgoing one. It's kind of funny.
They're quite a pair. Sam lost a couple teeth, being that he's 6 going on 7, and Lizzie is like Sam's shadow. And so she had this kind of toothache, and she just wrenched on this tooth and wrenched on it, and it popped out today, and now she's like Sam. She is gleefully happy.
I'm excited about it.
I think she rushed the damn thing. And so, oh my gosh, she is something else. What a blessing. That's all I can say. I do this part-time, but I too love to have boxes of every size to make it easier on everyone. Well, I have my mainstay boxes, and now eBay is sending me free boxes because I have an anchor store and all that. It is nice to have different size boxes. If you do enough shipping, you can make it happen with any boxes you have. But yes, postage-wise, dimensional rate-wise, time-wise, having a lot of different boxes does present opportunity.
Yep.
First, Notification Squad. Who the heck is this guy?
I don't know. Like, whenever I comment on dealers' videos, I don't really comment anything constructive. I just kind of comment borderline troll comments, just as a joke. That's it.
Man.
Whole deal.
Catching up on your vlogs, happy picking, great transparency. One note, you need to add $240 to your spending for that Schlitz tapper. It was more like 300 bucks, but yeah, I bought that online before I went on the trip. Well, I'm going to list that thing someday for $1,000 and sit on it for 10 years, and I'll get my 1,000. That's 4 times more money.
Yeah.
Busted your new partner gaming on the clock. Welcome back to vlogging. They talking about you?
Bruiser BP, man. He's always on there, man.
Gaming on the clock.
He's gaming all the time.
Hi, Lizzie. Nice Rolex. My daughter likes her new Rolex. She came to me with another watch today.
Oh, yeah. Well, she actually has a really cool one that we have priced at 32 bucks and she wants to buy it. I told her 10, but I'm thinking about it.
You were going to give her a deal.
Yeah, I was going to give her a good deal. Like, that's a heavy deal, man.
LOL, Lizzie showing off her fake rolls.
I just don't want to break it.
Too funny, man. I think I need to adjust the color on my screen. It seems like the last couple of videos you've worn a shirt that is not green. Thanks for doing the show. Educational, informative, blah, blah, blah. Well, yeah. Green and green.
Mm-hmm. I've been converted to the green squad.
The red-green show. How come it's so hot in here?
I don't know. Air conditioning.
I think our air conditioning is not working.
Might be. Well, it's hot outside, so maybe it's something up there. Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's on, but I don't think it's blowing. Right?
Yeah, that might be it.
Something's weird about it. I'm glad we're moving.
We're right below the vent. I haven't felt it blow once.
Well, I know.
That's what I'm saying. So
Glad we're moving.
Yeah, it must be in the highest room in the house. Well, my office actually.
Some people seem to think I'm 61. L-A-O, wayo, that lens is hugey.
Wow, that lens is huge.
Oh. I admire you, Crazy Picker, because you are achieved to teach to your son a carrier. Now can I get a niche? Tell me.
I had a commenter like that on my channel who was from India or something else.
Right.
He isn't from India, I'm sure, but...
She.
Yeah, she. Okay.
Well, I don't know. I see a picture on my picture channel of a beautiful flowing dress. So I don't know, but hey, you know, find a niche and go. I don't know what to tell you.
Find something that you're interested in buying and selling. If you can get locally in your area for less, and if you can learn everything there is about that item, if you can buy it because you know more than the person selling it, or they just want to get rid of it, win-win. Buy it, sell it.
Buy it, sell it.
Look through the previous vlogs, we've talked about it.
Yes.
Previous Q&As.
Very good video. Can you make a video on some items you picked up and made good money? And a video of things you bought over the years for others to keep their eyes out for. I love to buy, sometimes nervous about selling, hate listing. Also, can someone tell me the situation about selling vintage sewing machines? What I mean is I sold 2 so far. Each one worked great. Then when the buyer receives the item, they try to scam me. Bad luck, or just those people, are those people just a hassle?
When I was something to do with the vintage accordion market, I had the same thing happen there, so...
Well, certain items are a couple things. Tough to ship, heavy to ship, things can break, things can shift. Cameras, certain cameras, for whatever reason, video recorders, like the low-end video recorders, we have decided to not list those anymore because people get them and they don't know what they're getting.
Yep.
And then they break them, they can't use them, they don't understand
they use them,
them.
want to return them. I don't know exactly what the deal is there.
So certain markets are not so good. We have sold sewing machines, and I think the only way I've sold them well is for parts.
Yep.
It doesn't mean that's what you should
Raise
do.
the buyer's expectations when they get it.
Well, I mean, the whole thing is a dance. Your listing needs to represent what you're actually selling, and then you need to pull off the shipping to them. And then sometimes there's education or follow-up, or you have to open up that question channel. You have to get people to feel like you're available for questions. I'm not saying you're not doing this, but there's a whole bunch that you can do outside the game of just buying and selling and dropping a product, which again, I'm not saying you're doing. But as far as what have we made good money on, last year we bought $60,000 worth of product and our sales were $250,000. So we make good money on most of the stuff we buy, and a lot of it we've learned what to buy and sell. A lot of it we just buy low and hope, but because of our experience we're right more often than not. We don't make lists of things that you should buy and sell. I don't make videos like that. I do show a lot of the stuff that we buy, and I talk about how much I spent, and I talk about some of the challenges in testing and cleaning and what I look for when I do my videos. And then we do show a lot of the stuff we sell and for how much we sell it.
Yep. And I will say, one way to look up is find an item that you know is common in your area, look it up, look at how many are listed, click sold, see how many are sold, and that's generally a good indicator of how well stuff sells. So I don't know.
There is a lot of research you can do, and when we started this business, of course, smartphones were not as smart when we started this business, and the internet was not as fast as it is now. But I would say 6 or 7 years ago, I looked stuff up 10 times more than I do now.
Yep.
I hardly ever look anything up. I usually look it up after I buy it now.
Yep. And it's funny, I look up stuff that he's supposed to be buying because I'm trying to learn on that thing there, but I don't look up anything camera barely.
Now I bought 2 items today from one person. One I paid $60 and it's worth $30.
Mm-hmm.
And the other I paid $5 and it should sell for $300. So
pretty funny, yeah.
65 to 330 is a good score for me, but I effed up on one and I did great on another. I didn't look up either.
Dealer buys a repro. Never been done before. Never happened.
It's not the first time.
It isn't?
No.
Okay. I knew
It's
that.
it's not the first time I bought a beer-related item and it wasn't good.
Oh, well, yeah.
I still like it.
You don't buy a lot of repro.
I'll show it on Monday. I still like it. I'm gonna keep it.
Oh, yeah, that's a good wall hanger. It looks good.
It looks good. It's just too many of them out there and nobody wants it.
I think you could sell it more. There's one 400 at 200.
I probably can make my money back if I wait.
Mm-hmm.
But
Hang it back here. We have an empty spot.
I'm not putting anything more on the wall.
I guess we're moving on. I forgot.
My deposit is gone between the rug burn and
Got some rug burn.
all that juice from the TV set. Don't open these things, and then it drips on the floor and ruins the carpet. They had these weird lenses that are
have oil in them.
Don't do that. And then onto the carpet between
Projected TV lenses.
all the holes in the wall, and the rest of the wear patterns in the carpet. My deposit's gone.
I'd say half of the holes in my office were already there, so I did try to go into that. But yeah, it wasn't that.
Wheeler's
a whole other thing.
Wheeler's gonna owe me for that fire because I've always been all over him for doing stuff either on a table or on cardboard, but never on the floor directly.
Yep. Whoa, that punch was crazy, man.
Yeah, it was.
Still got it.
Still got it. Hey, the shoulder's healing. I don't know what I've been doing.
Yeah.
But my brother-in-law, who's 1 year older than me, this is Big Chicken, he said he had this weird rotor cuff thing that hit him about 45, 46 years old, and it took him 2 years to heal. I'm about a year and a half into this, and it actually is, it's not better, but it's getting a little bit better. I got a rotor cuff thing. I just thought, it was from all that volleyball I used to play in my 20s when I was super trim like Baywatch, and I used to hit that thing with all the beach babes. Oh wait, I was going back again into a basketball story.
Oh wait, no, 5 thumbs down already, and it's dropping rapidly.
Roast me! Oh my goodness!
Roasting over here.
Okay. Next thing you'll do is you'll roast me on my volleyball, and then you'll say I'm ripping off like College Picker.
Yeah.
Hey, College Picker, how are you doing?
Yeah. I enjoy your vlogs on the bikes in Tokyo.
Yes, we do.
Yes,
we do.
I'm watching
we do. We like everybody. Except the people who roast us. We don't like you.
Yeah. Wow. That's kind of a little too far.
No, yeah, we like you, but we don't like being roasted.
Yeah. Well, we like their comments. It's comedy. It's fun.
Right, fun.
It's a friendly roast, right?
Friendly.
Right? Yeah, right?
So my advice is don't be afraid to sell on eBay. Copy other people who are successful. Tread lightly. Prepare to communicate both in your listings and through your emails. Give your people a hug and realize that the customer is always right, in a sense. And so that is part of business.
Yep. One thing I almost forget, actually, being this far into the game is, like, when I first started out with cameras and stuff, I went through the top 30, 40, 50 camera sellers on eBay. I looked at their listings, I looked how they did things, and I revisited that a few different times to just kind of, like you were saying there.
Well, check out our listings. They're very, very simple, but every one of our listings, every one of our channels has a blurb about how we do business. And I think that the people that are concerned about buying from us read that and they feel a little bit more at ease and they feel like they can communicate, because all of our channels are not perfect, but we are very close to having 100% feedback most of the time.
Yep.
100% positive and good feedback, and a lot of our comments are really good. And there you go. Doesn't mean we're perfect, no. But we work really hard at taking care of our customers. We really do, and we give Most of them, the benefit of the doubt, and the few turds that float to the surface, we just flush a second flush.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here we go. Are you still keeping track of how many days until your big trip? I haven't seen a daily countdown.
Oh, big trip? What?
All right. Oh, and follow that up with, I thought Lon had quit her job. Not yet? Okay. Are we going on this trip 1 year from when I just turned 49? It doesn't look like it.
Whoa.
And I know that's a shock to many.
The ratings just hit the floor. The ratings just hit the floor. No.
Am I upset about that? No, not anymore. Was I upset about that when I came to the realization that we probably weren't going to be able to go on the road full time for a couple of years minimum? Yeah, it messed me up. I was not very happy about that. And here's how this all came down. I'm going to try to keep this. I've got a lot of reasons to keep this in a certain way, okay? So I brought this idea up to my wife, Lon. We were at a bar, and I said, hey, how about we go on the road full time? And I thought she would just laugh it off like she laughs off a lot of other my crazy ideas. And she said, let's do it. I'm like, what do you mean, let's do it? Let's do it. So we explored it. We talked about it. It was fresh. It was new. It sounded fun. I started to look into all the different possibilities logistically. I started to look into some of the things we had to do, and it looked good. And I brought it up on the vlog. Hey, we're going to do it, right? I wanted to do it. I want to do it. I still want to do it. Then we started to look at some of the bigger questions, like, let's say, for example, how are we going to sell the house and disconnect from that? How are you going to quit your job and when, Lon, my wife? And how are you going to disconnect from that and integrate with the business? And we started to talk over some of these bigger questions. How are the kids going to interact with school on the road? How are some of the logistics going to work? We started to talk all these things over, and the bottom line is when that was all said and done, I had to make the decision, are we a go, are we not a go? I looked at everything, I took it to the limit, practice-wise, and my decision point was, no, it's not a good decision. We can't do it. And I was bummed. I was bummed about it. I'm still a little bummed about it. Would I like to do it? Is it always going to be in the back of my mind? Should you have done it? Maybe. I explained it to the whole family. Everybody's over it. We're not doing it. Here's what we are doing. This year, we are going on a 6-week vacation. This was our practice thing coming up. This fall, we're going on a 6-week vacation. Not too many people get to do that. We're doing that. Next year, 2018, we are planning on going on at least a 6-week. Probably want to pause it. At least a 6-week vacation, and it may fluctuate or turn into 8 weeks or 10 weeks. We're going to Alaska, vacationing and picking. And two big things. If everybody is not on board, and I'm just going to put it out there, my wife Lon is not on board with the idea from the standpoint of she likes her job, and I don't not understand that. I understand she's been there 10 years and she likes her job. She's uncertain about working in the business, and I understand that as well. Without getting into details, that was not the 100% deciding factor, but everybody needed to be on board with this thing because I think the logistics, although doable to be on the road full time, everybody needed to be on board as much as I was. Not necessarily doing the same things I do, not necessarily the same understanding guiding that I have, but everybody needed to be go. And I needed to be able to pull the strings on the whole thing, and it just, when I examined all that, it was not there. So, my relationship with my wife is intact, our family is intact, we're moving the business home and we're going to simmer there for the next steps. One of the next steps is we can travel anywhere we want, anytime we want with planning. We're going to take a big trip as a family every year, and it may evolve more and more and more to Lon working with the business. She's expressed interest. She likes to put her toe in and get into it. She just doesn't want to do it all at once. Whatever. I'm fine with that. She likes her job. I'm fine with that too. She makes good money. She likes her job. Whatever. Our life is chaotic. Her job has given her a blessing to go on a 6-week vacation, which is also part of the whole package, and it's good. How are you going to go on a 6-week vacation? Well, her job lets her, so I guess that's good. I don't know if they'll let her go to Alaska for 8 or 10 weeks, but maybe we'll fly her up there. We'll figure out something. I don't know how that's going to work. So part of this was taking this whole idea to the edge of the cliff, looking at it 100% up and down and all around, and then you either got to jump off the cliff or not. And I could not pull the trigger. We couldn't do it. I'm not mad. I'm disappointed. I'm over it mostly now. There always will be that thing in the back of my mind. Hey, do you want to do it? Could you do it? How would it have been? I can live with that. My relationships are intact. The family's intact. We're tight as ever. The business goes on. Business is normal. Now, with that said, I don't give up on exciting times. And so, are we going to get a new van for adventuring? Are we going to get a converted school bus, and go for a few weeks at a time here and there? I still want to travel. I still want to go international. If you want to stick with the channel after hearing this, there's going to be fun.
Yep.
Thoughts, Wheeler?
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't have been super excited on the vlog to be on the road anyway, because you're always you're still doing the same things every day, so you're not missing on a lot. I don't know. I think it'll be a lot more fun just to go out on those big crazy trips as we do, and it will be a little more relaxing to go on a longer trip like that. It'll be fun.
Right.
Same. No lack of fun.
So could I have pulled it off? I don't know. There were some other things. I mean, I'm not listing out all the challenges. Certainly logistically there were challenges. One of the other things is I didn't want to wear myself out if this was my dream. To pull it off, I didn't want to end up in the grave. So I've had glimpses of how hard it is to go on vacation with 8 people.
Mm-hmm.
I've also had some glimpses of how fun it is. It is really hard to lengthen it out. And it's hard to imagine the whole thing. And so, knee-jerk reaction, we were going to do it, now we're not. Move on.
Sync claps.
Can you pause us?
Yes. It's only 5 minutes.
I know. Can you pause us?
Yeah.
I need a beer.
Go, go, go.
So,
Go right there.
When this all went down, when this realization went down, this was probably 3-4 months ago.
Yep.
And that's part of the reason I took a break from the vlog. I just was like, oh man, I can't continue on with the thought of doing this, not doing this. I need to sort it out.
Mm-hmm.
So we sorted it out, and it's pros and cons. Sure, there's the good side of being on the road. There's also the challenging side. Being home also have a home base also has pros and cons, and I do like having some stuff. I do like having a set office. I do like having some stability. I do like having a bed that, for the most part, I know when I go there I can sleep without like weird neighbors or unknown situations or shooting in the hood or whatever.
Yep.
So there are some pros. We travel a lot anyway, and we plan more traveling.
Mm-hmm.
So there it is. I'm sure we will develop some new questions, some new thumbs up, some new hate. some unsubscribed, some new subscribers. I'm going on with the whole thing, okay?
It sounded like a crazy idea from the get-go. It was a crazy idea. We've now, like, we had a lot of skepticism going into it. A lot of people were wondering how the heck are you gonna pull that off, and I guess now.
Well, you know, I'm not going to say again that I could have done it because we didn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say I couldn't have done it because I think I could have did it.
Yep.
But we're just gonna move on, and we're gonna enjoy. Like I said, we're doing a super East Coast 6-week vacation coming up in the fall. I'm super excited about that. Next year, we're gonna do Alaska. We're gonna try to have our cake and eat it too.
Mm-hmm.
And I still hope Lon decides to work with the family business. I think there's pros and cons in that, but I think with more effort, I think there's more joy possibility there, more experience. I hope that happens. I'm not a pressure player in that direction. It's got to happen naturally. So Lon, I'm sure you're watching. Whatever it is, it is. And that's how I had to leave the whole thing. And I take 50% responsibility. If she takes 50% responsibility, we are a union and a family, and Wheeler, you get 1%. So 101%.
Okay.
Okay, got that off my chest.
There we go. There's the title of the vlog, the clickbait title. We're not going on the road! Exclamation question, Q&A number 1. Okay.
Well, I didn't really look forward to talking about it.
Yeah, no, I don't know exactly. I just like clickbait, you know. I don't know what clickbait.
Clickbait.
Gotta start it to get popular.
Yay, graduating, have been made a partner in the business. Congratulations. Good to see you back, dealer. Happy birthday, dealer. Oh, I guess that was my birthday, too. Congratulations, Wheeler. Love the bonnet. Okay. Getting close to the first 1,000 vlogs. Vlog 250. There you go. With such a large family on the road, have you ever considered Airbnb? I have a family of 5 and a house is sometimes cheaper, large family. Well, when we go on the road picking, a lot of times we go state to state to state to state. And I don't know, we haven't done an Airbnb yet. Checking in, checking out of a hotel, it just seems quick.
Convenient.
And you know what to expect because we stick to certain chains when we can. They're real high on the service end of things.
Get breakfast.
So we are doing an Airbnb for 1 month this fall. And when we go to Alaska, we'll probably do an Airbnb if we stay someplace for a full month. When you do a month, you get discounts, or you can look for discounts. When I use hotels.com, which I'm not sponsored by, I probably should work towards that.
It should be sponsored, man.
I get discount rates. I get 1 in 10 hotels rooms free. It's not so bad.
Mm-hmm.
And we just pick till we cover it. So we have looked into it. We're going to try one of those situations this fall. We'll let you know. I have a 1953 Seamaster watch.
Omega? Yep.
Don't know. All original, but however, the band is still vintage. I've been trying to sell it for over a month. Am I asking too much? Is 400 too much? Well, it depends on the watch.
Depends on the watch. It depends on the condition. You should really get taken a look at a watchmaker or similar, and probably put that description in the details.
Well, you have to see what other ones are for sale. What are they for sale? What's the track record on sold? If you can't find much on your particular watch, you're going to have to go to Google.
No, there's a lot on Seamasters. Seamasters is one of the most iconic watches. There's probably 1 million of them listed. One thing I do say to dealer, that watches are a whole different market, a whole different ballgame than cameras, because looking them up, it can be confusing, different conditions and things until you really get into it, which I'm not an expert on that yet. Running versus not versus losing a couple seconds versus gaining. How to price a watch is a difficult thing.
Right.
Seamasters off the top of my head, I couldn't give you a number. I know that this one guy watching YouTube, he bought one recently for around 300 mark, so your price isn't too far off is what I'm saying, because he probably got a deal on that, whatever.
Well, it's all track record and research.
It is. It really is. Yep.
We've had, for a different example, we've had cameras that in the past we sold for hundreds.
Mm-hmm.
and now you can't hardly give them away.
Yeah.
That's an extreme example, but things do fluctuate.
Yep.
And so you have to see where the market is.
Yep.
And different times of the year, different markets for certain things. So
Nice watch.
Nice watch, by the way.
Yep.
Great story, well told Uber story. You were right. You were right.
Wow.
Well, Vaughn doesn't think I was right. I left her there
Oh,
with
man.
all the kids and nothing but an Uber.
Man. It's a little one there, one thumbs up.
I don't know what that is. It might be. Oh, wait. Here's a comment by Global Voodoo.
Oh, there you go. He is
All
watching.
right, so we are endorsed by Global Voodoo.
Yeah, we're sponsored by Global Voodoo.
We are sponsored by Mike at Global Voodoo.
Yep.
Mike, thank you. He says, I can't say this enough. Best YouTube reselling channel on YouTube.
Best ripoff of me on YouTube.
I love how this is a family affair. It's great that your son has become a pro at this over the years. Great stuff. I don't watch too many resellers here on YouTube. I'm happy to see that you're back on YouTube and that you're copying everything I do.
Yeah. Okay,
Wait a minute, that last part wasn't... Oh my gosh. So there's something contradictory in here. Me and Global Voodoo are like this. Why would I rip off his stuff? I'm a one-offer, by the way.
Yeah.
And then there was a follow-up by somebody else. They said, Global Voodoo agree completely. I've missed these guys, LOL. So she just laughed it off. He or she laughed it off. Infowars, yes, my new favorite picker channel. I have to give you...
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
They're just going to start flashing any second.
Really?
Isn't yet. I don't know.
I did 10 or 12, I don't even remember how many videos since I came back. And one of them, I put my starting picture in front of my fridge with Infowars.com. That video
Sponsored.
is making 1/10 of the ad revenue of all my other videos that are like that.
Yeah, you wonder if there's any sort of weird...
So I like Infowars.com,
going on
but you put Infowars.com or even talk about it like I am now, and the whole video can be...
Oh man, you say the word and just BAM!
Oh my gosh, so
To the
I gotta
ground.
watch it because...
This just went from a good video to like a...
these are normally pretty good videos. These keep the beer coming, even if it's light beer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, I might have to edit that.
Yeah.
He's
Info bleep.
Yes, he's a real American. Oh my goodness.
Man, lots of controversy.
I must be one of these fake Americans then. I don't watch that crap.
Controversy. Info
Yeah.
bleep.
Well, my video did
Alex, bleep.
stir it up.
Gotta bleep it all.
All I ever see is a father with kids that respect the hell out of him. I think it's great. You might be stern at times.
Eastern.
Well, it's a
Yeah, I
noun.
see that.
You might be stern at times, but you got a lot going on. I'd be the same way. All right, I don't know what that was in reference to, but my videos are anything goes, right? Great to see you back. I look forward to seeing the adventures you have in store. Well, yes, we are adventurous. We're going to have adventures. Everything okay? You seem very agitated, angry.
Remember that? I can read it from here, but whatever.
Well, I just turned 49.
Yeah.
I got old.
Yeah.
You expect I'm old. I'm angry. For FYI, you share a birthday with JFK. You would have been 100 years old today.
That's crazy.
Shipping avalanche. Was it what you expected when you got back from your trip? Well, that's a good point. Some people, when they see that I come back and pack 61 orders, is that what I expect? Yes, our business, when we turn it off, it stops. When we turn it back on, it's like 3,000 auctions. Orders come. Bum, bada, bum, bada, bum, bum, bum. So yeah, when I got back, I planned to have all those orders waiting. It's always a chore, no matter what. Packing 61 orders, always a chore, but that's how we make it happen.
Yeah.
We have to have that. So yeah, I expected it. Sometimes it's a little better, sometimes it's a little worse, but no matter what, it's still a chore.
Like I said, yours is gonna pop on. This one is at 95% because it shows fully charged at 95. And
Let's stop and put new batteries in.
new.
Okay, we're back. We're back. Where were we? Happy birthday. Well, I'm getting back there to these questions. So the questions as we go back here, I don't know if there's any more good ones. Welcome back, missed the vlog. Welcome back, Cotter. Dealer lives, glad to see you. We need new content. Bring it. Great to see you, dealer. Happy you're back. We watch less than a handful of sellers, so that means less than 5. Nice to see a knowledgeable, down-to-earth seller that's straight to the point. 2-hour video. I'm not sure I'm straight to the point.
Well, now you will rethink your.
But now you will rethink your comment. Yes,
Yeah.
I do appreciate that. I've been watching Wheeler's vlogs. They are fantastic. Hopefully a Q&A soon. Welcome to my neck of the woods. Lots and lots of rain. When we went on our travels, I know we passed many of you. Somebody, I think it's coming up, said, "How come you didn't stop?" Guessing you've been focusing. What phrase best describes the status of crazy picker life? A, on hiatus. B, on life support. D, dead on arrival.
DOA for sure. That's definitely the one.
Well,
That's it.
you know, I like making videos, and I had some things to sort out. I'm back. We're back.
Yeah, it's on hiatus.
So really, let's just, let's see here. Okay. I think that's it.
The end. We're done.
So-
Just quit now.
What can you expect from this vlog? What can you expect from this business? The adventure is not over. I think moving back to the house is going
Part
to
of
be
it.
is going to be exciting. We haven't been working a home business for almost 4 years, and cramming ourselves in the house is going to be an adventure. I've got a lot of ideas on how to make that happen. You've seen the raw spaces for the office. I don't know what you're going to do to your office.
My office is gonna be sick.
My office is going to be sick too.
Okay. Copying me, plagiarism. Whoa.
I'm going to get some hate for copying you.
Yeah.
So my office is going to be less than 10 feet from my bed room, which is,
I'm just gonna sleep right at my desk, standing desk, like just sleep there standing.
so I don't know. I don't know how it's all going to work out.
My office is my bedroom.
I bought some high density shelving units. I paid up, and we're going to put a lot of our small stuff in there and take it from probably 6 or 8 big shelves down to these 2 little high density storage. I'm going to do some inventory system, the way we do inventory. I'm going to do some work on that. A lot of the things are going to be the same. We're going to have a similar packing station. We're going to have similar storage. We're going to have 2 fridges at home. We're going to have 3 freezers at home. We're still going to be making pizza at home. I'm still going to be drinking beer at home.
They're gonna be the crazy pizza life.
We're still going to have, you know, TV and family time. No, guy time, man room. Of course, it's going to be the man/family room.
Man / everybody else's sleeping room.
Yeah. So, I don't know what to expect. But it sure is going to be crazy. There's not a dull moment. There hasn't been a dull moment from the beginning of this family, and since I met my wife, I don't expect there's going to be a dull moment as I peak the peak of my life and go downhill fast.
Going down a hill fast, backwards and reverse. There's a bottom in sight, I'm sure.
So I think we've peaked the 2-hour mark.
Yeah, so officially the longest video on my channel. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Like, comment. Okay, yeah.
What's on your mind, Wheeler?
Not much. I'm just here. I'm just along for the ride. This is a flowing, crazy, fun thing. I'm just here to
Glad to be
give
graduated
input.
from school. So
Yeah.
what's your thoughts on college? A lot of
I
people.
don't
A lot
have
of
thoughts
people.
on college.
A lot
I
of
don't know.
people say, "Why aren't you going to college?" You know.
I'm going to boosted board school instead. I'm going to boosted board.
Right. You know, a lot of people used to say to me, "Dealer, why don't you run for president of the local
Go basketball team.
PTA?"
Yeah.
I was the president of the local homeschooling club for like a year. Does that count?
A lot of fun. Yeah.
That wasn't a lot of fun.
That's what I'm saying.
Imagine being caught between. Oh my gosh. Ugh. All right, so we will continue the vlog tomorrow. What are you doing tomorrow?
I'm doing some. See, Sunday. Yeah, I'm gonna do some
No,
scootering
tomorrow's
or
Saturday.
something. Saturday tomorrow. Listing. Woo! Okay.
You're gonna have to
My hyper up.
You're gonna have to be down here early.
Mm-hmm.
You're
Forgot about
gonna
that.
be running the shop
Yep.
pretty much by yourself.
Yep.
I'm mixing it up.
Is without its captain.
I'm mixing it up. I invited Lon to go to Denver tomorrow for picking and adventure.
Dealer buys cameras, the ultimate edition.
We're bringing the two youngest, Sam and Lizzie, and
Wow. That's quite a load.
gonna go to IKEA and look at some new furniture shelving
Man, I need to get
stuff.
some stuff there sometime. Next time we go.
Gonna go to Whole
I'm not- I don't want my
Foods,
sister
go out
to
to
do that.
eat,
Yep.
all that. Hopefully be back in time for some work.
Did you say flea market or
Flea market.
flea market? Okay, I didn't hear that in there.
Going to the Denver flea market, first time, just me and Lon. I thought me and Lon should do that, just me and Lon, but we can't do that because we've got two
Oh, we
young
can keep the
kids.
babies here and they can just run around and argue all day. You know, that'd be fun.
So we're gonna bring
Yeah.
the babies with us. They'll have fun.
I love the little kids, but they're annoying when I'm trying to get work done. Say that.
Absolutely. Thanks for watching. I appreciate the comments and the questions. Hopefully you can understand about the change in plans. I know that that's a shock. It was a shock for me when I finally came to the realization that I shouldn't do it. Who knows what the future holds? I hope not to throw out too many more things that I'm doing and then I don't do, but that is life. Sometimes you false start, sometimes you make promises you can't deliver on, sometimes you say things and they don't happen. That's life. Pick well.
List often.
Wheeler and dealer.
Out of here.
Shh.
Hey, Wheeler.
Dealer Production.